it's Eekra, and today I'll be helping you to understand how we can easily find the answers for IELTS readings list of headings. List of heading is one of the question type out of all the 11 types of question that comes in our IELTS reading. So let's get started and see how to solve them. Here I have written a question already, a paragraph and a question. So we're going to find out the easiest way on how we can find it out. So this paragraph is a part of Rapid Police Response, which is a very famous and well-known passage for our IELTS reading. As we already know, for finding an answer in IELTS reading, we have to read the first two lines and last two lines of each paragraph. Whenever we get a passage, there are several paragraphs written. Some of them got line numbers, like paragraph numbers like A, B, C, D. And this paragraph is from D in Rapid Police Response. So let's see what's the gist of this paragraph, okay? I've also written some points over here. You're gonna get time to solve it on your own, and then we're gonna solve it together. Let's see. This is a paragraph. So we have to read the first two lines and last two lines first. Should police assume all the responsibilities for ensuring a rapid response? So our paragraph basically started with a question. So what is it asking? If the police are responsible for ensuring a fast response or a quick response, okay? Another thing that is important is we need to look out for synonyms, right? The synonymous word. So here one word we find is rapid. Where is it here? Rapid. So what's the synonym for rapid? Quick. Quick means rapid. Quick. Or fast. So the first question that the passage or the paragraph is telling us is, should police assume all the responsibilities for ensuring a rapid response? Studies have shown that people tend to delay. So according to some researchers, what is it saying? That people delay for what? After an incident occurs, contacting the police. So people or the victims take their time to call the police instead of instantly calling them, right? Studies have shown that people tend to delay after an incident occurs, contacting the police. Okay, then what does it say? A crime victim may be injured and thus unable to call for help. So we can see that why can people delay? One reason is the crime victim may be injured. What is injured? They may be harmed or they may be hurt caused by the criminals. So the crime victim may be injured and thus unable to call for help. For example, or no telephone may be available at the scene of the incident. Another thing is there may not be any telephone available. Suppose you got hurt in your bedroom, but there is no for telephone available in your room. It's in the living room and you cannot move over there. That can cause time delays, right? So yeah, that's an example. What is it? A crime victim may be injured and thus unable to call for help, for example, or no telephone may be available at the scene of the incident. Often, however, there is no such physical barrier. What is it saying? There is no such physical barrier. In the most cases, people aren't really hurt, or maybe the telephones are available. It's not like the telephones are not available to them, right? What else is it saying? There is no such physical barrier. There is no such physical barrier to call police. Indeed, it is very common for crime victims to call their minister, blah, blah, blah. I have ended my paragraph in here because we wouldn't be needing the rest of the paragraph to find our answer. because everything that we need to know is literally in these few lines. Okay, so indeed it is very common for crime victims. What is common for them? Instead of calling the police, what they do is they call their minister, their family members, blah blah blah, random people that who are not gonna help. Okay, all right. So let's find the answer. Just important, something that is very prominent for finding or reading answer is that synonyms and keywords, right? So what can you find here as a keyword? Let's read our questions first. Responsibilities of responding police officers. Responsibilities of responding to police officers. So they're talking about responding to the police officers, right? Next one is response time and success of response. It's how the police are gonna respond fast from the victim's call. They're talking about it. And the third one is obstacles to quickly contacting the police. Obstacles to quickly contacting the police, right? So what have we understood from this paragraph? First, they asked us a question that is it important only for the police to have a rapid response time? Should police assume all the responsibilities for ensuring rapid response? What's the next line saying? Studies. They're talking about a research. And what is it saying? Studies have shown that people tend to delay after an incident. They're talking about the victims. They don't call the police quickly, right? Then what is it saying? A crime victim may be injured. Now they're talking, why can the response time be delayed? The crime victims can be injured. Maybe they don't have a telephone near them. And what's the next line saying? It's saying, often there is no such physical barrier. There is no physical barrier. They're talking about things like the barriers that can appear, like they can be injured. There might not be any communication system near them. But there is no such physical barrier because in most cases, what does stand as an obstacle, what does stand as a barrier is the crime victims do not call the police instantly. Rather, they call their family members or the ministers. Now, since we know the gist of the paragraph, can you find out the answer over here? There are 3 lines, 3 lists of headings. Can you find the answers? Just remember the most important part of it is here to know the synonym and to find a keyword, right? Alright, so I'll be stopping for 2 minutes while you guys try to sort out the answer. Okay, so for the answer, what we have to do is look for the synonym, right? So, responsibilities of responding police officers. So here they're talking about responding to police officers, as if the police officers are gonna call the victim and the victims need to answer them, right? So is it saying anything over here about the responsibilities of responding to police officers? No. Then what is it saying? The second one, response time and success of response. Again here, is it really talking about responding fast from the police's side? They're talking about, they first ask if it's the responsibility of the police officers alone to answer fast. Literally, it's in the first line, right? In the second line, they're saying what the victims do before calling the police and what might cause them delay. Since it's talking about a delay, and we also got some keywords over here, keywords. In third question, it's saying obstacles to quickly contacting the police. What is stopping the victim to call the police? What is the obstacle? What is the barrier? Very good. So barrier is a synonym for obstacle. So we already know now that here in this paragraph they're basically talking why people delay, why people tend to delay to call the police officers. Why are they lacking their times? It's because they're getting caught up with something. And there are some examples. One is they might not have a telecommunication system near them, or they might be hurt, or they could be calling someone else instead of calling the police, right? So since it's talking about the barriers and obstacles, our answer is number 3. Why is answer number 3? First, the most indiscernible one is the key point or the keyword synonym. Here it's talking about physical barrier, and here we can see obstacle as our synonymous word, right? Obstacle. So the answer is obstacles to quickly contacting the police. In the more easier way, the entire paragraph is talking about the barriers that is caused for the victims for informing the police faster. They have even given us a list of things that the victims face that makes them delay for calling the police or their system. So this is how we need to find our reading answer. Main is understand what the paragraph is mainly talking about. Then find the keywords that is very necessary for looking at the answer, and then the synonym. Here is obstacles, here is barrier, our synonym. The entire paragraph is talking about how or why the victims are being delayed to inform them. And here is totally written in one line, the obstacles to quickly contacting the police. Okay guys, this is how we need to find our reading answers fast, and it's very easy and the most prominent method that we can use. So for now, this is just a short tip. Follow us and we're gonna show you more tips in the future. Thank you.